Da, 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 da. Okay. So I'm working on overclocking my rig a little bit right here. As you can see, let me show you what I'm working with. Yeah, that is a fan outside the window because this is a really small room, and the room is going to heat up really, really bad. Of course, if the room is going to heat up. You have a computer inside of it, especially with 680, the Spitfire, and with the Evo 212 and the overclock AMD chip. It's going to spit a lot of fire. So I got a little ghetto fan set up. There's the light that I use. You guys clearly can't see, but it's a traditional light bulb. Okay, it's like 20 watts, 10 watts, 15 watts light bulb, and I use that to in my videos. So there's the Yeti mic and the webcam. I'm working on probably bringing that a little lower. I got one of those tripods on it, and the reason why my phone is dangling right now because the battery's dead, and I'm using the Anchor battery charger to charge the phone while I'm capturing the video because it'll just die really fast. So let's give you a briefing of what actually happened. So I had it on. You know what? This damn thing was overheating. It was not the graphics card, but the CPU was overheating. I'm like, yo, those are bucks. I'm like, yo, what's going on? I know it's like kind of in there, it's tight, and when the computer is upwards, like setting upwards, it would get really hot compared to me laying it down. So I'm, okay, let me check it out. So I open it up, move the case, the side panel. I removed this fan, of course, with the computer off, and the screw underneath this one was a little loose. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And I screwed that in. Is now like I'm getting better temperature. So from 4 gigahertz, now I'm at 4.4 gigahertz, kind of, depending on the voltage here. Will make me or break me if I can keep 4.4 gigahertz. So let's see what we're working with here. Before I had 1.344 volts, and it actually crashed after a couple of minutes. Not a couple of minutes, but it crashed after about 16 minutes. It crashed. Got a blue screen of death. So now I'm going to go back in and see. Run some stability tests. I increased the voltage now. I don't know where it's at right now. I think it's probably a 1.356 or 1.368, which I think is the stock voltage for the chip. So we got CPU Z here. We're going to launch up hardware monitor and OCCT because I don't really use Prime 95. I don't use Prime 95 at all to stress my CPU because I'm gonna have to check it one day. But what I feel is OCCT stresses the processor more, finds errors quicker, so that's why I prefer to use OCCT compared to Prime 95. And I'm actually gonna run some tests showing you guys that also. So here we are. We got Prime loaded up. We got the what is this? The hardware monitor up, and we have CPU Z up. I think these are the only things that matter. Psych. Actually, they do. But let's launch up Core Temp. Even though it tells you everything on here, have this side by side. I wish I could make it bigger. We got that on the side also. We got 12C. So let's go ahead and do a test right now. Let's see right now where it's at. The CPU V core value, which is the current, is at it's idle. So the maximum is 1.380 volts. And we can see the CPU here. And I can show you I'm at 4.4 gigahertz right now. Go into the properties. And see, 4.4 gigahertz. So let's go ahead and exit out of that and actually run test on. Now, temperatures are pretty close. They're touching 60 Celsius. I don't want to go over 63 Celsius. Oh, God. Right now, do they really have to fly a plane over my house right now? Couldn't they choose? This is JFK Airport, guys. It's like 15 runways available. They choose the one over my house. So, we're now stressing it as we speak. We're at 47, and it's going to continue to climb. It's not going to slow down. It's going to continue to climb. And this is what I get. Like, this is what happens when the CPU is really stressed out. I don't think this happens with Prime 95. So, that's one reason I feel that it does a better job at stressing the CPU. Plus, the temperature is much higher compared to what Prime 95 will do. But I'll have to double check that because Prime 95 has different modes. So I'll check it out. So far, so good. Current Yep. Okay, so the current value right now is 1.368 volts, which is the stock voltage, and I'm at 4.4 gigahertz. Beautiful. Before I couldn't do this, I could only hit 4 gigahertz, and with a V core of about the same or less. I think I used 1.32, I believe, volts. I believe that was really low. And that's if I'm at like 3.7 or below, but if I'm at 4 gigahertz, I have to increase it a little bit more. But it held up, and now I need more. I want more. I want more. When do you not want more? I want more. I always want more. So this is why I'm overclocking it right now and stress testing the crap out of it. This is going to take some time. Generally, people say, you know, give it an hour or so. Yeah, I give it 30 minutes. And then when I'm going to sleep tonight, I'm gonna like leave the computer on and have it running because it's only 10 o'clock. I don't want to go to sleep that early. I just want to just run a little quick 30-minute test to see if it's stable. Remember, the last test crashed, blue screen at 16 minutes or like 41 seconds in. So we'll see if this passes this. If it does pass the overnight test at this voltage, let's pay attention to the quarter, pay attention to the quarter, we touched 60. We touched 60. So if it does pass it, I'm probably gonna leave it like that. Or maybe up the voltage just a tiny bit more for extra stability. You know, just in case, you know, because normally you want to run like a 12-hour test. Some people, that's really freaking insane. Prime 95, back in the day, it had a Phenom 2 processor, Phenom 2 965 Black Edition, which is a 3.4 gigahertz processor from AMD. They were like, oh yeah, run the test for like an hour. I used it, run it for an hour, Prime 95. It was stable. I was bored, so I did it again. And an hour and 11 minutes in, it crashed. One of the cores failed. So, yeah. Anyway, so I'll come back when we pass the 60-minute threshold, all right? Okay, we are back. So I said I was going to do like 30 minutes, but I end up doing hour and 37 minutes, 38 seconds and counting. And let's just take a look at the temperature. We haven't crashed this yet. So we're at 62 Celsius. So basically, I'm actually on the cliff, hanging on with a pinky. 62, 63 is where it differs into. Also got the core temp on my shield, monitoring the temperature when I'm not in front of the computer to make sure if it goes over 63, if it touches 64, okay, I'm kind of getting uncomfortable at that point, but if it go too high, suddenly I'll just run up and just like turn the computer off. So we're hour and 38 minutes in. V core is steady around, not steady, but it's in between see the switch there, 1.356 to 1.368 voltage. Maximum voltage is 1.380. This is all based on load line calibration. Let's see here. The CPU, this is the socket temperature. It's 68C. 70 is the maximum. Core temperature went as high as 63 Celsius. 61.1, I believe, is the maximum. AMD wrote in an email to me. Other people are saying 62, so 63 shouldn't hurt me that much. And besides, it's not gonna like go at this temperature when I'm playing games. Maybe if I'm video edit, what happened? Oh Jesus, oh Lord. Maybe if I'm like video editing. Hold on, my box here just fell. Alright, my light fell. Anyway, gee, the airplane. Jesus. Alright, so yeah, only if I'm like video editing with like the CPU only, like if I'm rendering a video with like Sony Vegas with the CPU only, maybe it might hit that temperature, maybe. But I normally always generally use a GPU to also encode with the CPU to encode the video because it's just much faster. Let's zoom in here a little bit more. So other than that, yeah, I think we're 1 hour 39 minutes in, so I can call this stable. 4.4 gigahertz, finally. But time, some people might be screaming, oh my god, downclock it, no. And it's like, it's 68 degrees outside, and the fan is on the window blowing in. And the thing is, the top is actually off of the case, of course. If I close that, the temperature will rise. And if I lift the case up, the temperature is probably going to rise a bit more. Probably pushing around 67 Celsius. But, alright, I'll see this thing in the morning. Okay, so we are about, this is a checkup before I go to sleep. Time is, time is it? 12:30, and we are 2 hours and 38 minutes in, and we are still stable, and temperature dropped down to 61 C. Outside temperature still 68. It's probably lower than that. It takes a while to catch up. So it's probably like around, the lowest it'll drop to is 66. So I just want to get a good voltage tweak. If it's stable here when I wake up, I'm going to save it and possibly clock it down, maybe not, depending on the temperature. And, you know, we'll see that in the morning, though. Oh, no. Okay, so it stopped. Woke up this morning, and it's like, it stopped, pretty much. So I'm guessing one of two things happened. Either a core got an error, which would indicate that there's not enough voltage, or it stopped because the processor got too hot. There's a safety limit that I put in. I think it stops the processor around 65 Celsius. So I'm going to guess that it's probably a core error and that there's not enough voltage. So let's enter my password now and actually see. Oh. Alright, so let's see. Yep, says not enough voltage. Stopped. Error detected on core 0. After 3 hours and 6 minutes. God damn. Okay. So it became unstable. So a little disappointing. I would have to give it more voltage. So we were at 1.56. I believe 1.56. God damn. That's like really high. That's like if you're heading for like 5 gigahertz of a clock or more. But it was incredibly low, and it's good curve to learn. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and put it at one. Make sure it's at 1.3 68 voltage, because it wasn't. It was at 1.356, which is low. It's quite low. We got some results here. You know, I really don't know how to read these graphs. Let me see. I think this is the latest one. Yep. I really don't know what I'm looking at here. But after 3 hours and 6 minutes, it just stopped. Core error, obviously. So that means not enough voltage. I don't think we can manage over 1.368 to actually keep the temperature within a decent enough range. Not to get too much hotter than that's 63 Celsius. So we're at 4.4 gigahertz. And we're really trying to spread it by here. I'm really trying to spread it by. See, it is set at 1.368, but it lowers itself down to 1.356, and it jumps to 1.368. And you know, like calibration is on high. So I should probably put that. No, I'm gonna put it higher. Oh, shit. What was it this time? Okay, good. All right, 2.5, and exit. Save. See where that lands it. Alright, so now it's at 1.380 voltage. But because of LLC, I believe it would actually drop a little bit, maybe about 1.368. Okay, wait, let's tweak it a little bit more. Let's CPU current capability 130. Leave North Bridge alone. Power phase control, leave that alone. I should put on optimize. Optimize would use the ASUS optimized phase tuning profile, but the standard uses profile based on the CPU command. So I'm gonna leave it in. Let the CPU decide when it wants the power. I thought it would be better though. Anyway, let's see. T probe, that's the temperature, CPU control response. I put it ultra fast. Power control, leave that alone. Other than that, there's nothing else at the moment that I want to change. So let's see. Everything is all set. I could lower the north bridge to also give me better temperatures. It's at 2.2 gigahertz, which is stock, but that will like really take away a lot of performance. Let's just save that and actually boot up. But this is the first time that's happened where it actually found error 3 hours in. But you know, the voltage was kind of low. Still, and it's okay. Let's see. All right, so let's start up Prime and run it. All right, so Prime is here. I'm gonna put it in the second option to give it the maximum heat and power consumption, and we're gonna click OK. I'm gonna monitor temperatures. It goes up immediately, and we're moving it around. Oh, it's so it's smooth. Why are we okay? We're sitting pretty low here. Okay, it's going up. Let's give it some time to work up. But look at this. This is started a little bit, but other than that, seems okay, right? We're still sitting at 48 Celsius. What the hell? 49. It's going up pretty slow. For maximum heat test, 50, 51. Okay. This is one of the reasons why I don't really like Prime 95. Where's my V-core at? We're at 1.368. 1.380 is the maximum. 53. It's a while. Everything is green. All the workers are green. Nothing failed. If something failed, the core failed, either the computer will crash or one of the core will just go offline. But if you have an error in OCCT, just stop the test. Okay, so we're at 53 Celsius. What has it been, like 15, 20 seconds now? 30 seconds? 54. All right, let's stop it. X, and let's use OCCT on, and let's see how fast it actually jumps up and how smooth it actually is when I'm moving stuff around in the desktop. This is one of the reasons why I prefer OCCT over Prime. So it's starting up. It's just filling up the memory. All right, here we go. It just started up. 48, 52, 55. 56. And that's inside like, well, what, 8 seconds later? It's going to keep getting hotter too. 57. Now let's try and move this around, see how it works. Started there a little bit. Started there even more, and more, and more. That just shows me it's working the processor harder, and the temperature is much hotter. It's going to keep going up too. It's not going to stop there. I think it's going to bottom out around 62. In about, you want to give it about 10 to 15 minutes for the temperatures to actually stabilize to see what you're actually getting. 67 degrees outside, and fan is on still. So 59. We are at 1.368 on the CPU core compared to 1.356. There's a bump there in voltage, and CPU Z says the same thing. Still a 4.4 gigahertz, of course. And anything else? Yep, see, we're at 60C already, actually. Core temp says that. This is also core temp, but this takes a little while to catch up. Slight seconds below. Let's launch this up. Yep. It did, but what happened? Okay. See, all right. So maximum is 60 Celsius. Of course, here would tell you the temperatures also. I should be looking here too. 60 maximum on the cores, and on the CPU. Where's that at? Right there. It's actually 63 on the socket, measuring by the socket. So 60 Celsius, but it's gonna get high. I'm not gonna wait 3 hours for this to work. I'm gonna do this again tonight, and I'm actually gonna check it out and see what it becomes. Oh, wait. So before I actually stop the test, which we are 6 minutes into, and it's 61 Celsius, I want to flip the computer right side up and see if the temperature increases. Because remember, I told you earlier, probably in the video, that one of the screws wasn't tight enough. Even though I tightened all of them, I don't know what the hell happened. But I tightened all of them, and I just checked again yesterday, and I found that one of the screws was a little bit loose, and that caused a huge jump in temperatures when I raised the computer up. I think it might still happen. Based on the heatsink itself, how, because it's a little heavy, when you lift it up, the weight shifts. But that shouldn't really happen, but it does. We'll actually see now. We're at 61, so I'm going to raise it up. And it's probably, let me see. Normally when it's like right here and I raise it up, it's like jumps up to like 67 Celsius. So let's see. Now everything is tight. All the screws are tight. So we'll see. It probably will jump a couple degrees, but hopefully not like past 64 or so. Let's, how am I raising this up here? Because I don't want it to fall. All right, let's crap. Can I take this out? All right, let me leave this right here. Don't fall. This falls, you're taking everything with it. Okay, let's see here. All right, we're lifting it up. All right, lift it up. And now we'll now check the temperatures right now. All right, see, we jumped up to 60. Oh, Jesus, 65. There it is. Still jumping up. Jesus Christ. Okay, so we're at 66 now. This is ridiculous, guys. This is what I'm talking about. What is 68? Okay, let's stop it. We're at 68. Okay, let's stop it. 69. 70. Jesus Christ. Whoa. I don't know. See, this is why I want water cooling. It's tight in there. All four of the screws, it's tight in there. So for that to happen, I hate that. I hate it. I really do. Even though I like having my computer sometimes on the side, that sucks. That's gonna kill me. So I'm water cooling would be awesome. I'm thinking because of the shift, because it's such a big tower, that's one of the reasons why it's happening, but I can't confirm that. I don't know if anybody have that kind of issue. I don't know if it's a standard thing, but that's just something I realized that one day, maybe like a couple weeks ago, that if I raise it up, the temperature gets really hotter. But if I lay down, it's actually cooler. I don't know. I might have someone experiment with this and check it out to see, because I have a friend that has the same cooler as mine, so I'm going to tell him to do the same thing. He has an Intel Core i7 4770K, and I'm going to ask him to do the same thing with his computer, to lay it down, run this heat test for about a couple minutes, and then like just raise, not even a couple minutes, like 2 minutes, yeah, about 2 minutes, and then raise the computer up to see if this temperature rises. If it doesn't, something is wrong here. So I'll do that. Oh no. Okay, so it stopped. Woke up this morning and it's like, it stopped pretty much. So I'm guessing one of two things happened. Either a core got an error, which would indicate that there's not enough voltage, or it stopped because the processor got too hot. There's a safety limit that I put in. I think it stops the processor around 65 Celsius. So I'm going to guess that it's probably a core error and that there's not enough voltage. So let's enter my password now and actually see. Oh. Alright, so let's see. Yep, says not enough voltage. Stopped. Error detected on core 0. After 3 hours and 6 minutes. God damn. Okay. So it became unstable. Don't say nothing. Okay. Jesus. Again, 3 hours, 32 minutes. This is error occurred, core error. So, not enough voltage again. This time we're at, where is it? Crap. Anyway, this time we're at 4.2 gigahertz. Usually probably goes up to 4.2. At 1.368 volts. Shit. I just woke up. Alright. Yeah, so at 1.368 volts, maximum went up to 1.392, but because of V drop, it only stayed around 1.368. I really wanted 4.2. But if I want 4.2, I'm going to have to go with more V core. I can't. So I just have to trust within and to think about the right voltages that would be required. Other people could do the work for me, even though all CPUs are different. I might go a tad bit higher in the volt V core from what they have to acquire a little bit more stability for longer durations. I don't know why I'm doing this. I would have to do it all over again anyway. Like when I get a water cooling, put it up to 5 gigahertz, see if it can hold up on there. So yeah, I'm gonna put it at 1.380 volts just for the time being until tonight, or 1.4 volts, and then just until tonight, go ahead and actually put it back to 1.368 and run that test for about 6 to 8 hours, so we can really see if it's stable at 1.368. Okay, well, here we are. 4 gigahertz. Let's see. We should be stable. Maybe, maybe not. Cross the fingers. Alright, let's log in. It's still going. Testing. 9 hours, 33 minutes. Woo! I will now put this in the BIOS profile as stable. Let's see. 1.3. Okay, it goes from 1.360 68 to 1.380 volts. That is fine. I think that's about the stock for the 8350 voltage. 1.375, I believe. So it jumps right between those. That's fine. I don't care. Let it jump. And maximum temperature is 63 C. Currently sitting at 62 Celsius. So that's cool. The maximum CPU temperature is 70. That's the I believe the socket temperature, not the core temperature. It's 70. Currently sits at 68. And 70 is the limit. So yeah, here we go again. Maximum 63. Currently sitting at 62. Below is 17. That's below 45 Celsius. It doesn't really read the temperature properly. So, yeah. Okay, well, sorry about that. I had an incoming call. So let's go ahead and see. We are now past the 10 hours now. 10 hour, 4 minutes. I can just go ahead and say this is stable here. Possibly likely for 24/7 use. Because remember before, I couldn't get past 3 hours. Okay, 3.5 hours. Yes, I know, whatever. Okay, all right, so here I'm back. And we're at 10 hours, 60 minutes in. Come on, stabilize. Stabilize so they can see it. There we go. 10 hours, 16 minutes in. I can guarantee this for everyday use right now, based on my moderate experience with this thing. This is the highest stress test I've ever done. If I try to go lower than 1.368 volts, so if I'm at around 1.356, I'll be SOD. So, I'm basically like this in the cliff with the CPU right now. But the thing is that whether playing video games or, any kind of video games or video editing, chances are very high that it's not going to actually reach that temperature, especially not when it's on inside. But now we're not going to do a little experiment again. Remember, I picked it up and it went up to 70 Celsius, and I'm going to pick it up and see what it goes to. So now we're at 62. I'm going to pick it up. And I've actually reapplied thermals on the CPU about 2 times, just to make sure it's not like the issue with the thermal paste. Alright, so now we're standing up straight. Oh, we're at 63. Okay, went up 1 degrees. 64. Focus camera, let them see. There we go, 64. 66. Oh, you're going quick. You're going really fast. Alright, a few more seconds. I'm going to stop it. 67. 68. This is lovely. Hey, cool down. Oh, 70, but I stopped it. Alright, so it stopped. So yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'll still have to reach out to my friend to do this. The thing about it, he's scared to do it. I don't know why. He built his computer, and he's like absolutely afraid to stress test his computer to see the maximum temperature, which is something you're supposed to do to make sure everything is in there right and everything is properly working. I guess he's afraid he's going to break his CPU because it is kind of expensive. He has a 4770K. He's a bit afraid of doing that. But sometime in the future, an application will push his CPU to its maximum potential. So it's obviously good to monitor temperatures, especially when you're first building. So like, let's say your limit is 50 Celsius on the CPU. And then maybe like 8 months after, a year after, it goes up to like, I don't know, 57 Celsius. You obviously know something is wrong. You gotta do some cleaning, or you need to like reapply thermal or something like that. I think thermal should be reapplied maybe like once a year or so. I don't know. That depends. So depends on you really. Every year, maybe less, maybe more. I don't know. Depends on you. I think it's a personal preference for me. So to apply maybe once a year, just to get everything nice and clean there. So yep. Hey, I can count it. We're stable. 10 hour, 19 minutes, no errors, no issues on the core. If you can just focus in to end this video really quick. Come on, baby. Come on. Don't take your time on daddy now. Let's go. You're taking your time on daddy. You guys can see it. 10 hours, 19 minutes. There you go. So I'm going to set this to everyday use. There's a new BIOS update available to enhance USB, some kind of enhanced compatibility with USBs or something like that. The USB devices or whatever. I'm going to flash that. But before I do, of course, I have to write all the settings down that I have. The LLC, everything that I've changed, I'll have to write it down. Because when I flash the BIOS, everything will be gone. And for the future reference, I would like to see, a BIOS. Not BIOS. I would like to see the BIOS, the motherboard. Smart motherboards maybe in the future, having overclocking, stress testing software on the motherboard itself, so that when you go into the BIOS and you overclock, you can stress it right there. You don't need to stress it in Windows. I think that would be a really, really neat feature. I've been thinking about this for a few days. So like, that'd be so nice to have a stress testing feature right in the motherboard. So through a BIOS update, so put on a little bit of storage on the motherboard, maybe like 128 megabytes. Put on OCCT, this program, in a different user interface, in the BIOS interface, and boop, stress all your cores right there. No issues. You won't have any chance of damaging Windows if it BSODs or damaging new drivers or anything like that. So that'll be nice. But it works, so it's stable. I have to write it down, and then I'm gonna update my BIOS. I mean, ish. I might. If it's, I don't know. Okay, it's not that relevant, so I'm probably not going to update it. I'm going to leave it alone. Okay, guys, so here is a gameplay of Battlefield 4 on whatever map this is. I don't remember the name of the map. And as you can see, to the right-hand corner of your screen, that's core temp and GPU temp right there. And you got the weather on top. This is in real time. And as you can see, the temperature in the CPU did not exceed 42 Celsius. And I also don't expect it to exceed 46, depending on the game. Right here we have Sony Vegas rendering a video using the CPU only. Now I don't know, it's probably because I had a video in the background. I actually had two videos in the background. I'm a heavy multitasker. and that's probably why you have CPU, GPU. I mean, the GPU utilization right there. But as you can see, the CPU never really, it never exceeded 56 Celsius at 4 gigahertz at 1.368 volts. I really wanted 4.2 though, really. But you know, I'll take what I can get. Anyway, so thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoy, and leave a comment.